We'll now proceed further with the content. So first and foremost, let's do one thing. Let's quickly read, okay, what is there given on the screen. Teaching is the noblest of professions. A teacher has a sacred duty to perform. It is he on whom rests the responsibility of molding the character of young children. Apart from developing their intellect, he can inculcate in them qualities of good citizenship, remaining neat and clean, talking decently, and sitting properly. These virtues are not easy to be imbibed. Only he who himself leads a life of simplicity, purity, and rigid discipline can successfully cultivate these habits in his pupils. Besides, a teacher always remains young. He may grow old in age, but not in spite. Perpetual contact with budding youths keeps him happy and cheerful. There are moments when domestic worries weigh heavily on his mind, but the delightful company of innocent children makes him overcome his transient moods of despair. Okay, now this is a paragraph, and basically, I want to just cut it short into 50 words. Okay, now let me see how do I do it. So, teaching is the noblest of profession. Okay, so let me start underlining it. Is the noblest of profession. This is my first outline. Then, it has a sacred duty to perform. It is he on whom rests the responsibility of molding the character. The characters included, the qualities included should be good citizenship, remaining neat and clean, talking decently, and sitting properly. He who himself leads a life of simplicity, purity, and rigid discipline can successfully cultivate these habits in his pupils. A teacher always remains young. Perpetual contact with budding youths keeps him happy and cheerful. Moments when domestic worries weigh heavily, but delightful company of innocent children makes him overcome his despair. Now, do you all feel that the pointers that I've underlined will fit in my 50 words grid, if written as it is? Obviously, no. Right? So now what I'll have to do over here is I will have to further omit pointers. Okay, I'll further omit pointers, and let us see how did we end up creating a rough draft. So this is your rough grid. 1 minute. Okay. So this is basically a rough grid. Now, you'll remember a pointer which I had written, it had also been mentioned in the PPT. So that was neatly numbered 50 words written in a bracket. Do you all remember that pointer? Neatly numbered 50 words written in a bracket. Okay, now, so this particular grid is exactly what we've done is a lot of times, students, what they do is they start writing the Prezi in a real rush. And at that point of time, what they end up doing is they end up making an error in the grid itself while drawing the grid. Sometimes they end up making an extra column, or they end up making an extra row. That, of course, will increase the number of words that you're writing in the Prezi. So in order to avoid all the confusion, create a separate row and separate column just for numbers, like 5 columns, so serial numbered, and then 10 rows, serial numbered, exactly like this. This is going to help you always ensure that you are writing only 50 words. Okay. And moreover, this looks very neat when you present it. It looks very, very neat. So you might end up getting good marks, or like if this is your presentation and the Prezi that you've written is correct, you might end up getting full 8 on 8 also. This will add on a presentation. So first and foremost, let us see what we have written over here. Teaching is considered as one of noblest profession. Besides developing intellect of children, the teacher needs to inculcate good civility and decent demeanor in them. Who himself leads life of simplicity, purity, can cultivate habits in pupils. He is expected to lead from front while leading a life with virtues mentioned above. Now, this word why written over here in the fifth column and the ninth row, that is basically the word while. That was an error typing. It's a typing error. It is the word while. Okay, this is the word while. So as you can see, I have exceeded my grid just by 2 words only, but I have exceeded my grid. So there is something now I need to do with this rough grid only, that I end up, preparing a proper fair draft. Okay. Now, first and foremost, there were few students who wanted to see the paragraph. Here it is. Once you are done having a look at the paragraph, you can just let me know in the chat box. Okay, perfect. Now let's proceed further. So this is, as I had discussed with you all, this is my rough grid. Now, how have I converted into a fair draft? Let's have a look at that also. Okay, now before going further, once you're done writing a rough grid, this is one very simple thing that you're going to do. One second. You're just going to make a line, okay? And that's it. You're going to cross it like this. Okay, no designs, no patterns, nothing. I do not want this in the paper, this in the paper, or this in the paper, like that. Nothing like that. It should be just one simple line that is more than enough. Nothing more, nothing less, just one straight line. Okay. The underlined words are not written in rough grid, as we had already discussed. The underlined words were going beyond 50, right? So what did we simply do over here is, what did I simply do? All the underlined words, I started eliminating further from it, and whatever points I felt were important to be added in the summary, these are the words right there in front of you in the rough grid. This is all exactly what you're also supposed to do when it comes to writing a précis. In the passage, you're going to underline a lot of things that you feel is correct. As a student, ye bhi sahi hai, wo bhi sahi hai, wo bhi sahi hai. Everything has to be underlined. But when you're making that rough grid, you will have to start eliminating, because you also know one thing, that all the pointers that you have underlined are never going to fit in 50-word grid. So what I had also done, I had underlined quite a few pointers, but in the end, just, eliminated quite a few more of them. And then I just stuck to these pointers that are there in front of you. Okay. Are these pointers clear to all of you all? You all can ask me your doubts. Okay. You all do not hesitate in asking many doubts. If there are doubts, you all can ask me. Don't worry about it. Yes, you all will have to cancel the rough grid, not the fair one. You all will have to cancel. Once you're done creating a rough grid, just put in a straight line like this, the way I have shown it to you. Okay, now we'll move on to the rough draft. See, again, we've created those numbers, the serial numbers. Teaching is considered as one of the noblest professions. Besides developing the intellect of children, the teacher needs to inculcate good civility and a decent demeanor in them. To imbibe the above mentioned virtues, he is expected to lead from the front by leading a simple, pure, and disciplined life. And if you all can see in the bracket, I have written 50 words. So, neatly drawn, numbered. Numbered means 50 words in bracket. This is exactly what we were talking about. Once you are done writing a fair grade, in the bracket you are going to write down 50 words. Okay, this was your fair grade. Is this clear to all of you all now? Any doubts pertaining to how are you going to convert this fair grade, rough grade? Any doubts? Okay, now proceeding further with absolute honesty. Okay, I want you all to start writing the rough grade and the fair grade along with the passage. If you all feel the passage is too much, you all can just take a screenshot of the passage. I'm okay with that also, but writing it would always be more beneficial for you all. Okay, why am I making you all write a pressy right now? Because while writing also, if there are any doubts that you all need to ask, you all can ask me, because this is considered to be one of the most easiest yet the most important topic. Okay, so come on, do you all want to write it down, write the passage down, or take a screenshot? All of you all, let me know in the chat box. Okay, so the majority have opted for writing it. So come on, start writing it, all of you all. Come on, start writing. Once you are done writing, you are going to let me know in the chat box. Another thing, I might ask any student to show me their book to see what they have written. Okay, whether you all have written this pressy paragraph or no. So just ensure that you all are writing. Come on, start writing. Yeah, you can, what you can simply do is, now you can just pick up one story, okay, from the internet or from any reference book you want, copyright it. I'm not asking you to write it all by yourself, copyright stories. So let's see, if today is Tuesday you start, today you start with story writing until next Monday. So every day you're just doing story writing, that's it. And for 6 days, you're copywriting one story in your book. Every day you've copywritten one story. Now, whenever you're copywriting, just ensure one thing, that you are not surrounded by any kind of distraction. No mobile phone, no television, nothing. Okay. So I want you all to actually do not surround yourself with any kind of distraction. All you just have to do is focus on what you're writing. Okay, just focus on what you're writing. Clear? After the 6th day, now 6 days you've practiced this one story every day. Do not go beyond that. If you want, you can definitely go. Otherwise, one story every day. On the 7th day, pick up a topic of your choice and start writing a story. This time it will be without copying. This time it will be your own story. Now, all these days, what happened for the 6 days? What did you do? It was basically every time you came up with a new concept of story, some new words, new vocabulary, new phrases, new ideas. And then on the 7th day, you've involved all those ideas, all those new words in your particular story, in your particular content. And what you would write 7 days before a story and what you've written now, you can compare it. And trust me when I say this, you are going to find a difference. You're going to find a humongous difference in your content. And with this practice, if you all keep practicing this, now you can do this for story. Then the next week you can pick up narrative essay, one full week just narrative essays. Then one full week, then you can just go in for descriptive. Then 1 week argumentative. Then 1 week picture composition. Khatam, done. This is done. But in this 5 weeks, what you've done is you've perfected yourself in writing skills to such an extent that now scoring 15 out of 20 or say 18 out of 20 is going to be a piece of cake for each one of you if you all follow this technique. A lot of students have done it and a lot of students have excelled using these tricks. Understood the trick, what you exactly have to do? Is it clear to all of you all? Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, are you all done with the the fair grid? Okay, anyone who's still writing before I wrap up this Prezi writing concept and we move on to the next one? Okay, perfect. So now just moving further, there is this one example further. Just take a screenshot of this, just take a picture of this, and you can write it all by yourself. You can create a Prezi for all by yourself. Okay, just quickly take a picture of this and then we'll proceed further with our next topic. Now the next topic that I'm going to teach y'all is very, very important from examination point of view. And a lot of students make errors in this in spite of practicing this topic since years. So come on, let's quickly rejoin the session. Okay, let's quickly rejoin the session. And now I'll proceed further with the next topic. All of y'all quickly rejoin.